With the Royal Rumble a few weeks away, today we're asking the question, who should win the Women's Rumble? Let's talk about it. So when it comes to the Rumble, there's a lot of options for who should win and secure a spot at WrestleMania. First, let's start off with Becky Lynch. So it's been rumoured that the man's return is imminent, and with it being very soon, Becky Lynch returning to win the 2025 Royal Rumble is an interesting choice, especially since it would make her a two-time Rumble winner, which would be an historic first for the women. Plus, who better than the first female to main event WrestleMania and walk out victorious? And if she does win, we could either see Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton, which would be a nice callback from NXT, and since Becky defeated her every time, it makes the matchup even more unpredictable, since Tiffany could win this one and show how much she's improved. Or we can do Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch 1 year later. Although I'm not sure how many fans would be interested in seeing it again, but we did see Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley several times last year, so who knows. Next up we have Bianca Belair / Naomi. Now the reason I grouped them together is because they are the current women's tag team champions, but let's just say they lose the titles before then. Either of them winning would be a good option. For Bianca Belair, again, it would make her the only two-time Royal Rumble winner, and let's not forget, she's had big wins at WrestleMania over the likes of Sasha Banks, Asuka, and Becky Lynch. So her going after Tiffany Stratton, who let's not forget, got help from Bianca in becoming the new WWE champion, and who she also had a great match with during the Queen of the Ring, and also got the win, so she could prove she still got her number. Or we do Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair instead, which, while they have faced off several times in NXT, the amount they both accomplished since that point, it makes it even more of a huge match. And for Naomi being victorious, that would please a lot of fans, as they've wanted to see her have another marquee moment since she returned last year. And while she's had several special moments in the Rumble match itself, her winning would be the ultimate crescendo. And seeing Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania would be unpredictable, since both have scored pinfall victories over one another. And Tiffany did screw Naomi in her recent championship match, so there could be some needed redemption. Or we can get Rhea Ripley versus Naomi, which does sound intriguing, especially since they've only fought once one-on-one, with the Women's World Champion picking up the win. Up next is the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Another return that could happen, possibly at the Rumble itself, is Charlotte Flair. And while she might not be the most popular option on this list, considering she's already a 14-time world champion, her being the last woman standing would generate a lot of attention, both good and bad. Plus, she has been out of action since December of 2023, so it has been a while. And seeing Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton is a potential dream match for many, with Tiffany even saying that Flair inspired her to become a pro wrestler. And if not Stratton, then Rhea versus Charlotte Part 3 at WrestleMania, especially with all the history they've had. I don't know how popular a decision it would be, but you can never say never in the WWE. Okay, so next up on the list is Alexa Bliss. Again, she has been linked with returning at the Rumble itself, as she's been out since January 2023 with maternity leave. So her returning and winning the match, it would be a big shock to a lot of fans, and it would definitely shake up the women's division, as Rhea versus Bliss hasn't happened in a one-on-one match, and with the big height/size difference, I think it could make for a fun matchup. And as for Stratton versus Bliss, again, that would be a fun match to watch, especially if you somehow involve Nia Jax, with the history between both Stratton and Alexa. Okay, so now we have our final option, and the superstar who I believe will win the Women's Rumble, and that's Io Sky. Yes, the genius of the Sky. I think Io is the most likely option at winning the Rumble. Not only is she a top favourite from Sky Bet alongside Charlotte Flair, but winning the event, it elevates you to a whole new level. And while seeing the likes of Charlotte, Becky and Bianca make history again, seeing Io become a Rumble winner and take that next step, it would be a huge moment. Especially as she's already done a lot of great things, to being NXT champion, to holding the WWE Women's title, to being Miss Money in the Bank. Also her insane moveset, and of course diving off the War Game structure with a trash can. And they did tease Rhea versus Io, which is definitely a match I want to see, especially since Sky does have a win over Ripley in NXT. And Tiffany versus Io would be unique since they can do a battle of the movesaults. And again, they also fought in NXT, with Io Sky coming out victorious. And if we look at last year's Mania, she was the WWE champion going into her match with Bayley. So this year, why not go in as the challenger, but also the Royal Rumble winner? But who do you think should win? Should it be Io Sky, or Charlotte Flair, or Becky Lynch, or should it be someone else like Nia Jax, Selena Vega, or Liv Morgan? Let me know in the comments below, leave a like, subscribe, and more importantly, take care.